What's up guys, welcome back to some more Williams Return to Glory here today, and this is the third from last episode of Season 1 for the Mexican Grand Prix, and I'm looking forward to it now because we're getting towards the end of the season and I'm really excited for next year. There's a lot of changes in store and I can't wait, so I'm really excited. But for now we've got a couple races left this year, and of course we have turned our attention to Season 2. But in the last episode, guys, I started from the back of the grid. We took an engine penalty, our last one of the season. And if you want to go watch me absolutely just send it on everybody, then go check out, guys, the previous episode, which I'll link up in the top right-hand corner of the screen, because I can't lie, it was some of my best overtaking of the season. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Let me know what you think. But today, we are here in Mexico, and this realistically could be a strong track for us. The AI are not particularly strong here, so we may have a chance of getting a strong result. So we're going to jump into the race weekend. As always, if you guys are going to enjoy the episode, slap a like on it, subscribe for more, and let's get into it, and let's see if we can try and have another strong weekend here today. As always, we jump into the laptop to kick off the race weekend, and we've got nice dry conditions all weekend long, which is great. We then look at the R&D graph, and we have brought an upgrade this weekend, which means we once again re-overtake Haas and Alfa Romeo, and we're third from bottom. And we've also got, I believe, one more upgrade on the way, and it's a major engine upgrade for just straight out engine power. So hopefully that will arrive in this episode at the end, I believe, after the race, if all goes well. And then after that, pretty much that is it for performance upgrades. We're going to turn our attention to fully, protecting upgrades for next year. I'm pretty confident we can protect everything we've done so far, and maybe even add a couple more extra upgrades on top. So I'm looking forward to it. We then jump into Friday practice at Mexico, and the pace was really strong. We scored almost 800 R&D points as well, so a very strong start to the weekend, and things are looking very positive heading into qualifying. I feel like we've got a good package around here, and the next race as well, to be fair, could be a good opportunity for us. And I want to maximize it, because as you guys know, we're currently fighting with Max Verstappen for that third place spot in the Drivers' Championship. So I want to get there, I want to win that, and I'm well aware that Abu Dhabi is probably one of the AI's stronger tracks, so I want to make sure we maximize this race and Brazil. So there's going to be a lot of attention put onto these two races, but nonetheless, we move into qualifying and into Q1, and this was my first lap of the session, and to be fair, it was a very strong banker lap. We set a 1 minute 13.6, and we go P6 in Q1 at the time. I then went back to the pits and I had a bit of spectating, and I could see that we was actually safe, so I didn't go back out. I was chilling. P6, decent enough. The car didn't need to go out again because the first lap was good enough, and eventually we finished in P9 in Q1 and only half a second off the pace, and we went through into Q2. So a good start to qualifying. Russell unfortunately got eliminated in P17, which is a real shame. But nonetheless, we moved to Q2, and we're going to go for hopefully a bit of a pace improvement, because there was definitely time left on the table in Q1, and that's exactly what I found in Q2. This was a very competitive lap at the start of Q2. This was on the money. Pretty much perfect, no mistakes in this lap. It was almost like a Q3 lap, to be honest with you, keeping the short run to the line. We go P1, fastest of everybody with a 113.2, so 4/10 quicker than Q1, and again that lap was more than enough to see us comfortably into Q3. So there we go, pretty decent, and a really good weekend so far. The car's working well, and we are right in the mix. So we're going to jump into Q3, and the best lap of the session was my first one. So let's jump on board for a full lap of the Mexico circuit, and let's see how we get on as we get a bit of oversteer at the final corner there. So not the best start, but we're going to go on board for a full lap as we tackle the circuit, and I'll get back with you guys once the lap is finished. there we go, across the line. We go P4 with a 1:13.1, so slightly quicker than the Q2 lap, but I know there's more time to find. You can see here on my final run in qualifying, I was 2/10 up with a purple first sector after the first 3 corners. But unfortunately, that's where the lap kind of peaked, because after that, it started to unravel a little bit and go a bit wrong. You can see that I go a bit wide at the hairpin, a bit of a lock up on the right front, and that means we lose pretty much 2/10. And then through the S's, I try to stay on the pace, but then through this one here, I just clip the curb in a bit of an awkward angle, and I lose the back end, which means I actually have to abandon the lap and give up, which is a real shame, because I reckon there was an easy 2/10 on that lap alone, maybe even 3/10. So P2 was definitely on the table today without a doubt, and quite comfortably achievable. I think 1:12 was, quite easily possible. Hamilton though picks up pole position though by 3/10. He dominates qualifying. Bottas second, Verstappen third. So we need to try and beat Max. That's a target in the race. He's our main rival, and we need to try and beat him, of course, for the Drivers' Championship. So yeah, hopefully we can try and turn that around in the race. But as if for qualifying, a decent session and lots of pace in the car. So I'm very encouraged heading into the race that we can have a very, very strong Sunday. We outscore Leclerc in the rivalry, so we're looking pretty decent there. And we are going to gain a little bit of driver acclaim as well. But anyway, enough waffling. That is it for qualifying here today, guys. We're now going to move into the race for the third from last race of the season here for the Mexican Grand Prix.
Welcome along to the most populous city in North America and home now to the Mexico City Grand Prix. It's a sellout crowd as usual here at one of the shortest circuits on the Formula One calendar. So who, I wonder, will the crowd cheer on today to the top step of the podium? The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 2.6 miles of track that allows drivers to take full advantage of their cars, reaching speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and providing lots of opportunities for overtaking. The circuit features 17 corners, 10 to the right and the remaining 7 going to the left. And with me as usual is Anthony Davidson.
Now I want to ask you about Lewis Hamilton. Everything's on the line here today, the title hangs in the balance. So how do you think they'll be coping with all that pressure?
Well, I try not to think about the result too much. The worst thing you can do in this situation is think about all the what-ifs. What if I get hit going into turn 1? What if I get a penalty? What if I finish outside the points? If you let any of those kind of worries get to you, you can't focus on the job. So staying in the right mindset will be critical today.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Martinez, Sergio Perez, and Norris, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Ocon, and Alexander Albon, Sainz, Vettel, Lance Stroll, and Gasly, Raikkonen, Kvyat, George Russell, and Kevin Magnussen. Grosjean and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
It's time for the Mexican Grand Prix, guys, and we start from P4 on the grid. A really strong qualifying yesterday, and it should have been P2. The car had potential for second place. But anyway, in terms of the race, it's a long run down to the first corner. We're going to see if we can try and get a good start, potentially make some moves into the first corner. Race strategy, we're going to start the soft tyres, and then I'm probably going to do 2 medium tyre stints. I think the tyre wear isn't super accurate on this. I know the Williams does go through its tyres a bit more than others. Personally, we are going to have to 2-stop. The 1-stop is out of the question for us. Unless we started on mediums, then maybe we could consider it. But we're going to have to, 2-stop because we're starting on soft tyres, which is not necessarily a bad thing. The 2-stop is pretty fast around here, so it's not the end of the world. I have overfueled by half a lap as well. I don't want to go too heavy. It's a long race. No rain expected, and I just want to try and stay competitive with a lighter fuel load. So, yeah, we're going to jump into it, and we're going to see how it goes. Hopefully, we can try and make it yet again another strong points finish. We're fighting for that third place in the Drivers' Championship, so we're battling Max Verstappen. He starts alongside us here today, so he's the man to beat. He's our target, so let's see if we can try and beat him. Okay, here we go. The lights come on here for the race, and away we go. It's not a good start, though. Revs weren't in the optimal range. I bogged down off the line. This isn't good. We're going to drop like a stone here. I need to get a bit of slipstream to fight back. Down towards turn 1. We've got Lando to the outside. Trying to go as late as possible on the brakes without losing my front wing. outside through turn 2. That's going to give us the inside through 3, which is good. I'll just give Lando a bit of a squeeze there onto the curb. So not ideal. We're down to P6, losing a handful of places off the line. But that's what happens when you get a bad start, especially, you know, this track with such a long run down to the first corner. Got Perez and Ricciardo here side by side. I'm trying to find a space. Bottas racing away out front in the lead of the race, as these two still side by side. Verstappen up to P2, which isn't good for us. These two are still going at it. We're going to try and have a look, but I just can't get by. They're just attached side by side through this entire section. Oh god, don't hit the brakes there, please. Come on, I've got to try and find a way through here. I don't want to make that free wide, I really don't. We're going to back off for now. I've been hitting the rear, not sure what happened there. Someone trying to lunge on me. These two are still going at it, side by side throughout the entire lap. Come on guys, someone take the initiative here. We're going to just set up the exit out the final corner here. We're going to just drain the battery and try and get past both of these guys. Here we go. In the slipstream, engine might overheat, but we're going to just absolutely drain the battery in the slipstream and try and make this move here. Down towards turn 1, 3 wide. The latest of the late breakers. Down the inside we go. Job done. That's exactly what we needed, and we're through. I can now let them, you know, stay side by side. They're still doing it, so we're just going to pull away. See you later, fellas. I'm going to get on with my race now. But there we go. Job done.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Yep, standard procedure. So we set a new fastest lap on that one. So, of course, we did drain all of our ERS on the pit straight, which would have been a big contributing factor. But then again, I did take a compromised line through turn 1, so, you know, it kind of evens itself out. Either way, we're chilling now. Those two behind have settled down, but they're 3 seconds behind us, so we're looking pretty decent here. I'm now trying to recover some ERS. I'm trying to not use any while setting some good pace as we begin chasing after Hamilton and Verstappen mainly. We are absolutely flying here. Pace is really, really good. We can actually win this race. I really believe that. The pace is there. I mean, you know, the pace was there for pole and qualifying, so that goes to show we've got the pace for the race win. We're catching Hamilton here, 1.5 behind.
Strategy is available on the MFD.
Here we go. Let's see what this is.
Copy that.
I'm going to stick with the original. I feel like I'm going to go for 2 medium task stints. So to be fair, I don't know if I have 2 sets of mediums actually. Now I think about it, I may have gone for the softer allocation, so I may have to run the hards anyway. So I might actually do the hard tyre first and then save the medium for the end, I think. I'll see. I'll decide later on. Okay, so we're now within DRS range of Lewis Hamilton. Now the issue is trying to get by. The undercut is tempting me. I am going to go for the hard tyre. In my next stop, we're going to get it out of the way first and then hit the mediums at the end. And I think we should be okay on that strategy. The pace is good enough. I shouldn't be too badly off the pace on the hard tyre. But yeah, we're going to kind of hit a bit of a brick wall now because Lewis has DRS on Verstappen. So we've got to kind of consider our options, to be honest. And I might pit this lap for the hard tyre. Well, let's see what these two do. Because if one of them pits, I'm going to stay out. It's only if they both stay out, I'm going to go for an undercut here. So let's see. Okay, they're both staying out, so we're going to box.
We expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
Yep, don't worry, Jeff. Okay, undercut time. This could be risky. Yellow flag, end of the second sector just now. That could be interesting. We're going to feed out in traffic, I think. This could be interesting, though. If there's a VSC now, it could screw me over.
Release, release.
Okay, there we go. We're going to feed out into some traffic. Grosjean out the race. Oh,
Overtaking, reduce your pace.
there it is.
Your delta number positive as we form up. Okay, you only have to stop once now. 1 stop left.
So I need to pass the safety car here, I believe. There we go.
The leader, you may overtake it. Overtake the safety car.
Okay, I think I might have been screwed over here. The timing on that, I think, has been terrible. We'll see what happens, but I've got to stick to a delta, and we're at the back of this train of cars of traffic, so maybe an overcut would have been the better option. Let's see what happens here then. So, how many cars are going to pit? We're going to lose out big time, unfortunately. The delta is going to screw me over. I'm waiting for the delta to end so that I can push on. I believe once we cross the start-finish line, we should be okay.
George is coming in for his stop.
There we go. Right, let's blast it with the ERS. We can still do this. Oh, look at that. We're ahead of Hamilton. So Hamilton got held in the pits. And we're P3. So we've actually got away with that one there. We're very lucky, I think. If that had been a VSC, it would have been worse. But luckily, we've benefited that it was a busy pit lane, so I'm guessing cars got held and stuff. Bottas, I believe, I want to say, hasn't pit. That's my guess. He's still on soft tyres, unless he went for another set of softs. And Hamilton stacked, I'm not sure. I can't tell, it's really hard to tell, but if I had to put money in it, I feel like Bottas may have not pit. So, interesting. Okay, here we go. The restart is about to commence. We are on a bit of a disadvantage on the tyre compound. I'm curious to see what Bottas does. I really don't know whether he's pit or not. I don't think he has. So we're going to find out shortly. Just getting ready for the restart here. Away we go. Nice.
Okay, clear.
Good traction from us. This might be my chance to actually get past Verstappen here. So I'm going to try and make it count. We're going to drain the battery again. Try and force Max to go defensive. Try something different. Long way round. Don't really have the grip on these. That's brought Hamilton into play. Luckily we just about stay ahead. I was close. Just don't have the grip on these to make that kind of move stick. So we're going to have to just try and follow for now. Yeah, it looks like Bottas is on fresh soft tyres. He's absolutely just flying out front.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
Yeah, DRS now. I need to try and get within a second of Verstappen. We don't quite have the pace at the moment. We're not terrible. We're not miles off, but I need to try and get close enough.
Some information on Albon. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
There we go, Albon with some problems. Not really much to do with us, so we can crack on with our own race. But we're starting to close up on Verstappen now. Seems like the AI have stopped running maximum power, so we're starting to put some pressure on Max. Okay, Hamilton's picked up his pace. He's now within a second of us.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Understood, copy that.
Hamilton's approaching. I don't really have much ERS to fight with here. Let's see where he goes. He's going to go to the outside. That's okay, I can hold that quite easily. Just can't quite get within a second of Max Verstappen. He just pulls away just enough. I need one good lap here, but I've got no ERS left now. I'm running out big time. There we go. DRS on Verstappen. I've managed to fight and get myself within range. Hamilton's dropped off a little bit as well. I don't know if maybe the guys on mediums and softs are starting to struggle on the tyres already, but we're finding a bit of pace. We're catching up to Bottas here as well. That little mistake might have just dropped me out of DRS range though of Verstappen here. No, we just about held on, I think. We'll find out shortly. But rear tyres are just going on me for some reason. Let's see if we've got DRS on Max. Yes, we did. Okay, that's crucial. That's going to take a bit of pressure off from behind. Right, let's see if we can close up a bit more on this lap. As we're pretty much a half race distance. Bottas pits. There we go. Is that enough of those soft tyres? So now I'm assuming Valtteri might go onto the hard tyre, but then again he probably will go medium, as the tyre in the Mercedes is probably pretty low. No, he goes to the hard tyre, there we go. So that's where we're going to have an advantage now. So we're going to go to the medium after this. That could be big for us.
George is in the pits. George in the pits.
We'll see how many other cars go for the hard tyre, sorry, in terms of our rivals. But it looks like the majority will, so hopefully the second half of the race will be our opportunity to really, make some progress. We've now dropped Hamilton, which is good. And Verstappen's just dragging me along here for the ride, which is exactly what I wanted. There we go, Verstappen pits. That's going to release me into clean air, so we have a bit of an oversteering moment there. Now the pace is good, okay? We was matching Bottas. I can see him in P5. The gap has not changed. Meanwhile, Hamilton pits as well. Gasly will probably pit as well. So we're looking very good here. Now we've got this lap and one more before we pit, so I'm going to try and push now in clean air, see if I can find a bit of pace. But I am tempted to stretch this to 26 laps and strap on a fresh set of soft tyres, which I saved in qualifying. I'll see how I get on. I'll make a decision on the next lap. I'm going to go long. I'm faster than Bottas. I'm pulling away from him. Verstappen's a little bit quicker than me, but that's okay. I'm going to go for the soft tyre. We saved it in qualifying, so we're going to try and use it. So I'm going to pit at the end of lap 26. So let's try and push for 2 more. Okay, here we go. We're going to pit this lap. It's been a decent couple of laps. Left 3 of those starting to go, and well, just in general, all tyres are starting to go now. Verstappen's clawed back some time on us, but I'm hopeful the soft tyre will be very, very quick and give us a bit of an advantage. We should rejoin in P2 here if this all goes well. As you can see, 65% on the left rear. Bottas currently holds the fastest lap. I'm tempted to hopefully steal that away from him. So yeah, here we go then. Quick stop please, boys.
Exit now.
2.4, slightly quicker than usual. Here comes Max. We know he's going to be in the lead, but then we should be ahead of Bottas here. There we go. Here comes Valtteri now. But we're going to be up to speed. And we're going to be just about a second ahead of him. So there we go. Right. Let's see. Fresh soft tyres. Can we pick up a very surprising race win? And that would be a 4th race win of the season if we can win this here today. Let's go hunt down Max. There we go. 2 purple sectors straight away. This is good. This is the right strategy. I'm glad I've done this. Let's go win this race. And just like that, we're now within DRS range of Max Verstappen. Alright, let's try and line up this pass. We're going to set a new fastest lap on this lap as well, probably. Let's cook this up nice and slowly and get it served up on the pit straight. Easy does it through the baseball stadium. Let's not make any errors. Just keep it nice and tidy. And then get the traction out of here. Perfect. There we go. I'm going to try not to drain my battery completely.
Approaching the pit window, you'll be on the softs.
No, we're not, Jeff. We're not pitting anymore. New fastest lap, and now we're going to get a nice slipstream. Now we're going to hit the ERS button, just like that. A bit safe on the brakes, conservative, but it will do. It will get the job done, and we'll get the double DRS, and just like that, we're into the race lead here at Mexico. Let's go pull away now and get that gap to Verstappen up as high as possible. And this should be the lap that secures the extra point. Cross the line, going to drain the battery. There we go, 14.5, that should do it. Verstappen already 2.2 behind. Now we've got to try and make sure we get the tyres to the end and make sure we make no errors. Max will come back at us at the end, I believe, with full power and better tyres, because there'll be a point where there's a crossover and the softs are more worn than the mediums. But for now, it's advantage to us, so I've got to try and use that and pull away as much as possible. Here we are then, last lap of the race. It's been absolutely perfection today in terms of race strategy. The flares and all the confetti go off in the stadium as we make our way through the final corner, and we're going to win our 4th race of the season as we come through to win in Mexico in style. Yes.
Great drive. We did it. Good job.
It's victory in Mexico then, and what a victory it is after an incredible Grand Prix. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
Williams have put in an incredible performance out on the track today. I'm glad all the hard work of theirs has finally paid off.
There we go, guys. It's official. What a performance. What a race as we pick up 26 points here today. Win and fastest lap ahead of our rival Max Verstappen. Bottas rounds off the podium and Hamilton finishes P4. Perez P5 ahead of Gasly, Albon, Leclerc, Stroll and Ricciardo, who scores the final point here today. And then missing out, we have Lando Norris, George Russell in a very impressive P12 today. Unfortunately, misses out on the points, but a very strong race from George ahead of Raikkonen, Kvyat, Sainz, Ocon, Vettel, Magnussen, Giovinazzi and Grosjean, who DNF'd from the Grand Prix here today. We look at the driver standings, and after that race we are 4 points behind Verstappen with 2 races to go. You never know, we could potentially finish on the bronze position, the 3rd step on the podium in terms of the driver championship, if we can have a strong couple final races. We look at the constructors and we hold on to 3rd place and we extend our lead over Ferrari and Racing Point, and that result could be critical in terms of securing 3rd place in the Constructors' Championship and that extra prize money. But guys, that is it for the race here in Mexico. We're now going to move into the menu and once again protect and save more upgrades heading to Season 2.
How are you feeling after that win?
Great. It's really, really good actually to, get that win. I didn't think we'd have another one after Singapore, to be honest. So to pick up yet another one, considering we've turned our focus to next year, is great, and I'm really, really happy. And I think the team deserves a lot of credit, and they're putting the work in, so I'm really, really happy for them.
Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today?
No, not really. When it mattered, we were great, and we had a lot more pace, especially in Sector 2, which is surprising, where the corners are. We just had a lot of grip, so yeah, the car was working well, and the grip was great.
Would you say that your rival is still on your level?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Charles is an incredible driver, so yeah, I've got a lot of respect for Charles.
What do you think made the difference between this weekend and last weekend?
I think it's a bit track specific, but also the upgrades have worked well. You know, the upgrades that arrived this weekend have helped the car a lot. We've been working a lot on the chassis as well, and that's been a big plus for us.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Well, after the race, we score a flawless 5 points and outscore Leclerc by 3, which means we win the rivalry, which is very, very decent. That's something I did not expect after losing to Sebastian Vettel last time out. We also level up to level 11 as we get the double bonus from the win and the rivalry victory. So a very good day at the office here today in Mexico. Now we're back on the menu, and good news. An engine upgrade, I believe, has arrived and has been applied. So you can see here the ignition system, the final upgrade we're going to make this season in terms of performance, has been applied to the car. So we are now the strongest engine in the field, which is great news. We're going to go ahead though and protect some more upgrades. Now we're going to go for yet another major one, of course, because we want to protect the big ones, you know, realistically, because those are the ones that hold the most performance. So we're going to go back to the aero. We're going to protect one of these big ones if we can afford it. Yeah, we can afford this one, so we'll go for that one, and we should be good to go. I think we're going to be more than capable of covering off the upgrades, and dare I say actually adding some more. But I might use the off season to also improve the durability of the car. Either way, we're looking very good here, and upgrades at the minute are done for now. We've got nothing in the pipeline, and we're settled ahead of Haas and Alfa Romeo, and we should take a step forward hopefully towards Alfa Tauri with the new engine upgrade. But with that said, we're going to skip ahead and get a few more resource points under our belt on the 9th. There we go then, we've got the extra R&D points, so we are going to go ahead and protect one more upgrade for the plank, and that should be the chassis almost done. Only 4 more to go, technically 5 if we include this upgrade here, which I might purchase at the end of the season if we have enough points anyway, just to add on a small little performance boost. But with that said, we're looking pretty decent, things are looking good. In terms of the facilities, we've now got level 2 aerodynamics, level 2 powertrain, both of those on the quality control, and Williams have invested in level 2 quality control on the chassis as well. So finally, Williams are putting some money into some important resources, and we are getting some upgrades coming our way. So everything's coming together at the right time, and this regulation change could be massive for us. But guys, that's going to be it for today's episode of The Return to Glory. As always, thank you to the members of the channel for supporting. I really, really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed this video, then slap a like on it. Let's try and hit over 1,000 likes. Subscribe for more. It really helps me out. And check out the 2 videos on screen if you have missed them. But that is it from me here today, guys, and I'll see you next time for Brazil. But until then, take care. And it's goodbye from me.